Professor Carafit here. I wanted to do a real short video on one other aspect about hypotheses, something I've mentioned in other videos, but I want to emphasize again. A good hypothesis must be falsifiable or it's not science. Okay? A lot of times in the pseudosciences, like homeopathic medicine, aromatherapy, things like that, they won't make claims that are falsifiable. By falsifiable, it means that there is at least some evidence that could, at least in theory, falsify your explanation, okay, to show it to be wrong. So, to make a good scientific statement, it must be, at least theoretically, falsifiable. So, for example, let's start with this statement. Zeus exists. Okay? Let's say your hypothesis is that Zeus exists. All right? Think about whether that could be shown to be false. What would you have to find to prove that Zeus doesn't exist? You would have to find no Zeus, right? You would have to find a lack of Zeus. Well, a lack of evidence is not good enough for science. You have to have a hypothesis where you would look for evidence of Zeus, and a lack of evidence is not evidence, okay? So Zeus exists is not a good falsifiable hypothesis. All swans are white. Let's say that's a hypothesis or a prediction, right? Could you show that to be wrong? Yes. How? You can find a single black swan and you would falsify the statement all swans are white. So all swans are white is a falsifiable statement. You could find evidence to show that to be wrong. Whereas Zeus exists, there is no evidence you could find that would prove that to be wrong. It's a philosophical impossibility, right? Let's go down to the next one. The ocean is made of Mountain Dew. Don't know why you'd think that, but that's your hypothesis. The ocean is made of Mountain Dew. Could you show that to be wrong? Yes. Take some samples of the ocean and analyze what it's made out of. You could show that to be wrong. There is an octopus in Lake Conway. Could you show that to be wrong? Not really. Once again, a lack of evidence is all you would find if it was wrong. And that's not philosophically good enough. Someone could always claim, well, the octopus that was in Lake Conway was hiding the day you looked for it and you couldn't find it. That's why you didn't find it. So that's not a strong enough hypothesis. You need something that can be falsified by a piece of evidence. And no octopus is not actual evidence. It's just a lack of evidence, right? So no octopus. If you search Lake Conway and you find no octopus, that could mean that A, there is no octopus, or that could mean that B, the octopus was hiding that day, or was burrowed into the mud or whatever, and you didn't find it. Now, on the other way around, though, you could say there is no octopus in Lake Conway. Finding an octopus would falsify that statement. Last example. This thing that I just caught in Lake Conway is a fish. I have it right here. You could look at that. You could measure it. You could compare it to other fish. And if it was an octopus, you could falsify that statement. So that statement is falsifiable. So when I ask you a question, is this statement falsifiable? Think about what it would take to show it to be wrong. And if there's nothing that could show it to be wrong, then it's not a good scientific statement. All right? Thanks. See you soon.